And if me see me keep looking over my shoulder, I gotta watch my back. Oh, she egged me. Oh, shit all over my rip out with the jersey. Go get me a towel. Y'all didn't know. Y'all.
You fucking owners have handled Judge, gentlemen, retired? Come on! He should have been fired before the fucking season! Joe Judge, quarterback sneak on not one, but 2 times from the fucking 5-yard line!
And we're talking echelon. It's going to be Yankees first, Giants second, Jets third, Mets last.
No!
Wait a minute. It's Yankees first. It's Yankees first.
Okay.
Giants second.
Okay.
Knicks third.
No!
Jets fourth. Mets fifth. Oh, wait a minute. The Nets spit their mouth when they found out he was leaving. Maybe it was girl number 25 that didn't mind doing it.
I'll just put it this way. It's way bigger than Nino Brown, a.k.a. Deshaun Watson. This is way bigger than him.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is.
Maybe that's why he got off, because it's bigger than him and there's bigger people implicated in this.
I think it's going to come to maybe 5 years down the line, and then Cleveland going to crumble.
Hey, welcome to the Venom and Smoke Show. This is your host, Mo Young, kicking it to you live on this Friday for our sports show. Thank you for y'all who tuned in last night for the wrestling show. Looks like it's me versus the hater today. Think Doc had something to do, so he got to excuse absence. So, Jay, don't be too hard on Doc.
Just call me Doc Jr.
But, man, a lot has happened, and, might as well get kicked off soon, quick. I'm just saying, something happens, every year where my show gets almost kicked off the air, it's crazy, man, that, I love Lakers fans, I love them because they be so into it. They think they was going to win a championship this year. They really thought they was going to beat Jokic. They thought it. It's like, why? Why even put yourself through that torture? I have no idea, Lakers fans, but I got a perfect song for you when I'm queuing it up. I'm getting it together. You know what I'm saying? We want to show our appreciation for y'all. So it's queuing up.
Yeah. The flop.
It's for my Lakers fans. Come on, sing it with me. Oh, every year. This is a yearly thing for me. Shut me up and win a championship again. I don't want to get cut off. Look, I see we had some Lakers fans. They went down. They don't want to hear it, Jay. They don't want to hear it, Jay. The Lakers fans don't want to hear it.
I mean, listen, in my opinion, everybody says LeBron James is the best player in the world and that he's knocked so many clutch shots down. What did he do on the last play of the game that eliminated them? Nothing.
I can tell you what he did. That's what he did, man. Got him to Cancun. You got him to Cancun. That's what he did. 1, 2, 3, Cancun. He couldn't even get a shot up. I was in Georgia with Pops watching this game. And Pops said, man, look, LeBron must take this shot. LeBron must hit the 3 to prove all the go for the win. To prove all the doubters wrong. This is what Pops said. Pops said to prove all the doubters wrong, he must hit this 3. You live it with it. If he missed it, but at least he took the shot. He couldn't even get the shot off.
No. And if you ask me, Kobe would have drilled it. Mike would have dunked it on both of those dudes.
Mike would have took the 3. Mike would have took the 3. Kobe would have took the 3. We ain't going to overtime.
Nah.
That's what it would have been. Either we gonna lose or we winning on this shot. LeBron is scared of the moment. I keep telling people that, man. He was looking for somebody to
bail him out. Yeah,
that's what it was. He was getting bailed out. That was a bailout call. That was a good no call, ref. Good no call. You can't call a foul on that. He couldn't even get it off. I'm like, it didn't make sense. You driving and 2 people on you. I'd rather you dish it off to somebody to hit the shot, man.
Nah.
Mike dished it off to Kerr like Mike did before. Like, I'm double. I'm going to dish that shit off so we can hit the 3. I don't want to hit it, man. People keep making excuses for dude, man. Like, here it is. Even if y'all wouldn't have won game 5, we're not getting swept. And they lost that series, not because the depth of that. It's because Anthony Davis want to play like Tarzan one game, Jane for the rest. And then LeBron did too much the last 2 games of that series. I blame the coach. The coach shouldn't have kept a 38-year-old man on the court for 40-something minutes. You got to trust the others. You got to get the man a break. He went off for 30.
Yeah.
Dude went off for 30 in the first half, and he ended up with 39, 40. That means he only scored 10 points. 39. That means he scored 9 points the second half. I don't need that 30 in the first. I don't need the 30 in the first. If I'm a coach, I don't want that 30 in the first. I want that 30 in the second half.
Yes.
The third and the fourth quarter, you give me that 30. Mike would have had 10 and a half and 30, and he'd have had 30 in the second half if we had to. Kobe would have did the same thing. Or Kobe would have went.
I watched the video the other day that it was a dude. It was the beginning of the fourth quarter, and he looked at Mike and he told him, "Oh, look at Mike, your shots ain't falling now, huh?" In that fourth quarter, he dropped 24 points on them, and they won they were losing by 4, and they won by 7. You see, that's the whole thing. LeBron can't take over a game when it's needed. Yeah, in the first half, it's good that you score. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you came out with 30, but you got to stay consistent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not how much you score. It's when you score. That's why I try to tell people. If I score 40 in the first half and I end up with 5 in the second half, yes, it looked like I had a big game, 45. But we lost with that 45 because I only got 5 in the second half. What the hell are you? I'm trying to tell people, I'll let people go ballistic in the first half, make adjustments, not lock you down. Now, LeBron took all the shots from in the first half from all the others, so they out of rhythm right now. So you're trying to get them to score, and they out of rhythm. And LeBron, it's like, LeBron, you take that shot. You in the conversation now. Like, he make that shot, even if they lose game 5. You're in the conversation. Like, okay, he willed the team to win. I ain't say you're in the conversation. That don't mean you above the conversation. You in the conversation if you make that shot. Like, okay, okay, you got that in you. But
yeah, but everybody knows that he doesn't have killer instinct. If you looked at him over this year, Mo, he looked more like we talked about earlier, and earlier in this. He looked more to get bailed out of situations than taking over situations.
Let me tell you, it's one time he took over, and he was young when he took over. And that was against the Pistons. He just took over. We couldn't stop him, but we were old. We couldn't stop that youth. And against the Raptors, he took over. Because he know he could do that to the Raptors. But somebody else to punch him in the mouth, he don't do that. He don't try to take over. He try to get bailed out. He doesn't have a go-to move. And for Shannon Sharp, you trying to go at Kwame Brown, bro. No. You can't. No, bro. Nobody come to you when it comes to football. Nobody try to tell you don't know what you're talking about with football because you played it. This man, I don't care if y'all want to call this man a bust or not. He was the number 1 draft pick in the draft, and he played 10 years in the NBA. I think he know what the hell he's talking about because even if a scrub can play 10 years, that means he good some kind of way.
You're right.
He wasn't a bust. He just didn't live up to expectation because he played 10 years in the league. A bust is like maybe you're in there 2-3 years. Yeah, that's a bust. He's been 10 years in the league. Come on, man. It's not a bust. But as a serviceable man, he just wasn't the number 1 overall pick. He got picked wrong. Let's put it that way. Blame the team. Don't blame him. The man said the truth. He was scared of the moment, and he looked to get bailed out.
Yes.
I honestly,
and it's not that he looked for them to call a foul. That's what it was. But if you watched it from the other angle, one guy had both hands on the ball. So to me, that's jump ball.
Where's the foul? If he got both hands on the ball, where's the foul?
Because he throws his body into people.
Everybody know LeBron liked to drive left, so they played him left.
Yep.
So he got bogged down. Instead of kicking it out, he didn't kick it out. He didn't take the shot when they gave it to him open when he had the three. He thought the refs, I'm LeBron James. I'm not going to, they're going to call a foul on me and we're going to overtime. That's what happens, people, when you play for overtime. You play to win the game. As Herm Edwards says, you play to win the game. I can live with you missing a shot. I can live with that. At least you tried to win the damn game. Don't leave the game in the ref's hands. Don't leave the game in the ref's hands. I don't care what nobody says. You can't leave the game in the ref's hands. I got the ball. I'm supposed to be the greatest scorer of all time. I'm supposed to be the greatest of all time in people's heads. I'm taking that shot. I'm taking the three. I'm going to hit threes all game. I'm hitting the three. Give me the ball. I'm hitting the three. We going back to Denver. That's what's happening.
You the greatest of all time, and you can't listen. It's rare in any video that you ever see that anybody shut Mike down all the way. You know what I'm saying? Or deed him up well all the way. I just don't see, if you're the best player in the world, you got, the game is in your hands. You didn't do nothing. You didn't take a shot. Like you said, you didn't kick it out. And then you walk off the floor like it's no big deal because you already have rings. But everybody else on your team that doesn't have rings, he's selfish.
I'm putting
He's a selfish player.
And Nasty always said LeBron has no go-to move. Mike had a fadeaway. So did Kobe. The Dream had a dream shake. Shaq didn't need a go-to move. He just bowl over you and dunk on you.
His go-to move was running you over.
Yes. You need to get out the way. Kareem had the sky hook. Bird had the three-point shot. Everybody has a go-to move. Even James Harden got the step back three. So does Curry got the step back three.
Yep.
Everybody has a go-to move. If you say greatness, they had a go-to move. Tim Duncan had the bank shot. It's a go-to move. LeBron has no go-to moves.
Yeah, like Ewing had that little fadeaway jumper in the paint.
He has no moves he can consistently go to. Think about it. Either if he's not hitting the three from outside, he's a piss poor mid-range shooter. And all he's gonna do is get to the goal and lay it up. That is not a go-to move. Because I can stop it if I stack it. A go-to move means it's damn near unstoppable.
Come on, man. They had a breakaway fast break that all he had to do was dunk it. And you can't handle the ball?
Yeah, that happens. But I'm just talking about in crunch time. A go-to move won many championships because you had that superstar had a go-to move. And that's why I try to tell these youngsters, learn you a go-to move that you can hit it 9 out of 10 times or 8 out of 10 times. It has to be like 7 out of 10 is the lowest you can go. So if I hit this, if I take it 10 times, I'm going to hit it 7.
You know what I'm saying? They know he likes to drive a certain way. They know that. Listen, I'm sorry to say, I've seen so many videos of him traveling that he must have walked from LA to Cleveland by now.
It's a go-to move, people. If people learn go-to moves, right? That's why the NBA about to get watered down, because a lot of these kids don't have go-to moves. Like, nobody could, like, if you give it to Kareem, right, in the post, and he hit that sky hook, if he get his arm up like this, it's over. You know it was going in. If you needed a bucket, you give Kareem the ball in the post, sky hook. Shaq had the little drop step hook shot he had, or he just dunk on you.
Yep, or he just dunk on you.
Yeah. Like I said, nobody can stop the dream shake. Nobody can stop the Tim Duncan bank shot. Nobody can stop the Jordan fadeaway. or the Kobe fadeaway.
Nope.
Bruh, that would separate. That's why he's not in my top 10 yet, bro. So LeBron is number 11.
I don't even think, I mean, in your top 10, I don't know if he could ever break my top 10.
And people going to say how they look at statistics. I'm a baller. I look at game, dude. Like, his game is simplistic. It's just that he was bigger, faster, and stronger than everybody. He laid it up. He got a lot of layups, a lot of bailout calls. He has no go-to game, man. I can't move some of these dudes out, man. Some of these dudes on my list are killers, man. Like, that's hard for me to move, man. He's not even the best small forward ever. The best small forward ever is Larry Bird, hands down. If Larry Bird played in this era, it'll be like Luka and Jokic.
Yeah.
Like, can't stop Jokic. Yeah, you know what people say? Larry Bird is slow, right? Jokic is slow as shit. Luka is slow as shit, and they tearing the league a new butthole. I'm being real with you. So people stop that. If Larry played in prime Larry, we talking about 1980 Larry. 80 to 85 Larry came in this era. Larry Bird would be averaging 55 points a game, bro.
Even late career Larry would probably be averaging about 30 or so points a game.
Well, back injury Larry might average 20 because his back was shot at the end of his career.
That's true.
It was shot. Pre-back injury Larry.
A killer.
Y'all think Luka and Jokic is something? Larry was a defender. Larry knew how to play defense.
Yep.
Larry Bird is the greatest small forward of all time. Fight me about it. I don't care. Your opinion don't mean shit to me. LeBron James, I'll give him number 2. But the greatest small forward of all time is Larry freaking Bird, man. That's what it is. Like, LeBron has done nothing in his career that showed me he better than Larry Bird. Show me. Larry played better defense. Larry's a better shooter. All I can say is LeBron is a better passer. Rebounding is what and what, because Larry can rebound the ball.
Yeah. I think the rebounding would probably scratch off both of them. You know what I'm saying? They both could rebound, but I mean, LeBron James, I don't think he plays deep. He might drop 30, but the dude he's guarding is dropping 20-something.
The dude is more athletic than Bird, yes, but Bird is more crafty. So it's like, yes. Larry Bird then made Jordan drop 63, right? But they killed him. They won. They swept him. They swept Jordan. Jordan went crazy. He was killing Danny Ainge. They went crazy because you know why? The Bulls couldn't stop Larry Bird.
No. At that time, there was nobody that back court or that front court of the Chief and McHale and them and Bird.
That Walton on the bench. Yeah.
That was killer.
So I'm telling people, look up Larry Bird's highlights. If you superimpose Larry Bird now, that's what you see in Luka. It's Luka with defense. It's Jokic with defense. Like, dude, Larry Bird, people don't realize how bad Larry Bird, bad of a man he is. The dude used to say, I used to get disrespected if you put the white guy on me. Like, he talked shit. He talked shit.
Because he knew he was nice like that.
Yeah. So,
you're going to put the white guy on me so I could drop 40 on him. I want somebody to to play me.
I don't know. They traded championships back and forth. I can't say the Showtime Lakers was trading them bitches back and forth.
Those series when it was the Lakers against Boston were probably as a young, I was in high school, would have to be some of the best basketball games I've ever seen.
Yeah, they don't have no games like that no more.
No. You're either getting swept. You might have one or two teams that, will play hard like that. But nowadays you're either getting swept or you're out in 5. No games went 7 where they were butting heads from game 1. You know what I'm saying? Where the Boston might win game 1 by 2. The Lakers might win game 2 by 3. There was no blowouts back in the 80s like that when it came to the playoffs.
And I just want to tell people gonna say, Mo, why you ain't got LeBron in your top 10? Okay, this is why. When has it ever been a LeBron era? He came in 04, right? That was
during Kobe.
04 to 10 is the Kobe era.
Yep.
He had like 2 years with the Heat. It was like, I think it was 11 to 13. I guess you could say that's the LeBron era. That's 2 years. It's like 2-3 seasons.
That's not an
right?
era.
It's not really an era. That's 2 or 3 seasons. Then it's the Curry era.
Yeah.
Curry, KD, all of them were considered the best player. It was never the LeBron era because Curry won just as many championships as him. In an era, you have to be fucking dominant in the era. I know Kobe only won 2 championships in that era, but Kobe was looked at as the best player in the league, bar none. There was nobody. I guess you say Tim Duncan's close, but everybody looked at Kobe as the best player of that era. Even though Tim won more in that era, people looked at Kobe as, Kobe is that dude. But in LeBron's era, people say, well, maybe KD's that dude. Maybe Steph's that dude. It was never like a chokehold that LeBron had.
No.
And it's like, yes, he was consistent. I'll give him this. He's the most consistent player of all time. He's consistent. He's going to give you numbers. He's going to fill up the stat sheets because he's talented. I'm not going to say he's shitty, but he's talented. He's going to fill up the stat sheet. But it never was like an era that you could say he dominated. Even though Kobe was winning championships, Kobe dominated. Kobe was dropping 81, 60. He dominated. LeBron, he's going to give you his 25 to 27 points a game, rebounds in this. And then when Curry came out, Curry took the shine away from LeBron. And then when KD went to the Warriors, for that era, KD was the man. Until he went to Brooklyn and everything fell apart. Understand? He was the man. So it was like, then you got to throw in Kyrie because people want to be like Kyrie. Like different people popped up and he went to the finals 10 times, right? He didn't win. He lost more than he won. So how can I say this is an era? You had an era. You lost 6 times in your era. Jordan won 6 times in his era. He went to 6, won 6. Kobe went to 7, won 5.
Yeah. I mean, it's there. I don't know why.
5 and 1 4.
I don't get why they. What do you call it?
6 and 1 4. I'm sorry. Steph went to 6 and 1 4.
I don't get why they don't acknowledge. Like they acknowledge LeBron. Okay, listen. If you put Mike's 15-year stats against LeBron's 20-year stats, they weren't that far apart.
No, it wasn't. Mike outscored him.
So if Mike would have played 20 years, we wouldn't be talking about LeBron maybe not even being close to the scoring record.
If Mike would have played 18, because you got to count the 3 years he set up. The 3 years he set out. Because he set out 2 years after retire. He set out a year and some change. So I'm going to say 3. 3.5 years he set out. You feel me? If you count between the two retirements, if he'd have played those years, that record would have been blown out the damn water.
Yep, I agree with you.
What are people talking about here, man? Like, I had an argument with my cousin on my bachelor party about this. I said, yes, LeBron is a good scorer. But the greatest scorer of all time I've ever seen is Michael Jordan. Mike was giving you 28 to 30 a year. Bro, if you put the stats together, you don't do full career. If you do averages, Mike averages more points than LeBron. LeBron is better at rebounding because back in those days, the big man rebounded. That don't mean Jordan, when Jordan was the point guard, when the point guard went down, Jordan was averaging a triple-double. Yeah. Mike can rebound. Mike can rebound, but in those days, your guards didn't rebound. The big man was there to rebound. So you give that to that, and Mike couldn't pass, but the offense, it calls for him to pass. Mike was just as a gifted passer as LeBron. He can give you assists.
But I think Kobe came. I think with like how you noticed it more with Kobe, Mike did the same thing. If I can hit this, if I know I can make this shot, why am I going to pass it to you? You know what I'm saying? If Kobe knew he was in the gym busting his ass,
that's one of his retirements.
You know, Kobe was in the gym busting his ass. The dude, it was lights out when it came to mid-range, when it came to three, when it came to driving the ball, when it came to defense. LeBron is not an all-around player like that.
You know, it's like this. He's all around offensively. Defensively, no. And I'm gonna tell people this. Kobe had the best quote ever. If I see you coming to the gym late, I see you coming to the gym, coming late, leaving early, why the hell would I pass you the ball? I can't trust you. So Kobe probably could have had better assist numbers than he did if he had trustworthy teammates.
You're absolutely right.
And I feel that. I'm like, why would I trust you with something great if I see you lollygagging? And it's like LeBron wanted to be the man in that situation because he had the crew filming him. That's why the only reason why he took that shot. He had a film crew filming him. Now the movie is not, the movie's not happening now because they got swept. He had a full film crew who did The Last Dance filming him. That's why he took the shot so he could be the hero in the movie. But he choked.
Nah, because supposedly I heard they're filming The Last Dance 2 or some shit like that.
No, but he said, nope, it's no longer in the works. I saw that today. It's no longer in the works because they got swept. So they're going to try to try again next year. Now you talking about I'm retired. Now I had a torn tendon in my ankle. What was that torn tendon when you were scoring 30 in the first half?
True.
I wasn't hearing none of that torn tendon shit. So all you LeBron sexuals out there, don't come at me with that shit. I don't want to hear he was hurt. He's 38. I don't want to hear that shit when he was scoring 30 in the first half.
You're absolutely right.
And
it can't, and he can't say, in the first half when I scored 30, I hurt my ankle. From what the report said, I've been playing all season with a bad ankle.
So I'm like this. You were scoring 30. You ran out of gas because that's what happens when you're 38. Shit. It happens. You're not young anymore. You don't have infinite stamina. I don't care how much good shape you're in. It's called getting older. You have a finite amount of energy. If you expend all of your energy, it's the perfect thing. The tortoise and the hare. That's the best thing I can tell you. See, Denver was the hare. I don't know what the tortoise. They played slow. They let LeBron and them jump ahead. And then they walked him down. LeBron and them wild again.
I just think that they knew that he don't have that in his tank. You know what I'm saying? He don't have. He dropped 30 on us, but they held him to whatever it was, 9 or or whatever it was that they held them
9 points.
to. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hey,
you don't have it in the tank no more, Papa.
If they would have won that game, right? He would have to do that shit 3 more times. That's humanly impossible.
Yeah, I don't think he would have been able to. I think that the next game he would have just given us like maybe 15 to 18 points.
They would have got the doors blown off them the next game.
Because AD's not consistent. Their bench is garbage. You know what I'm saying? And don't tell me that in a certain kind of way they were trying to will the Lakers to win with the fact that they don't call no fucking fouls on the Lakers at all, but every other team that plays the Lakers, they get called on fouls for everything. You can't tell me that the Lakers play that good a defense that they're out, you know what I'm saying? The other team is fouling them like crazy and they're not fouling back. You can't tell me that shit.
Yep. But, you know, one more thing for y'all Lakers fans before we go to the next series. Bye-bye. See y'all on the couch.
I love LA.
Yeah, see y'all later. But the next series,
by tomorrow night, our video is gonna be gone.
It's always gonna be gone. Thank y'all for being here. Man, the next series, man, I thought this was gonna be over like the other one, but now I got Pride Baby Celtics fans in my DMs talking about see, we still alive, bro. Y'all gotta win 2 more times, bro. They just gotta win 1 time.
Yeah, true. But
bro,
if they win the next game, the Celtics win the next game, I think that Jimmy Butler better open his eyes.
Yeah, he slow playing it. I don't know why. I don't know if they're trying to, you know, build up for the finals. I don't know. But Jimmy better come through on this one or they're in trouble. But they found something. I think Charles Barkley fired him up saying he quit. I think that's what happened. And they were looked at as quitters and they got fired up. I'm like, listen, y'all should be fired up from day one. Fuck the Celtics. Fuck that leprechaun. Like, I don't fucking like the fucking Celtics anyway. Fuck that leprechaun. But for y'all Celtics fans was quiet as church mouses at 3-0. Y'all was quiet. Don't come in my DMs. Just multiple Celtics fans. Don't come in my DMs when y'all won 2 games. Y'all still down 3-2. Like, last time I checked, 3 is greater than 2. Don't come talking shit because it was a death march in Boston like a couple games ago. People were ready to fire the coach and all that. Y'all should have never got rid of Udoka because y'all have blew the doors off of fucking Miami, first of all. So what if he stuck his dick in somebody? Who cares? That's how I feel. Who cares? If my coach just brought me to a championship, right? To a championship try, you know, we had the championship game. And we like a couple games away from winning it. Why would I fire my coach because he screwed some chick who wanted to cheat on her husband?
True.
So that tells me a bunch of tender-dicked motherfuckers are running Boston. So let me get on the other asshole organization because y'all been around longer than everybody. So that's why you and the Lakers got so many championships because y'all been around longer than everybody. I mean, goddamn.
Well, I think, you know, when it comes to the fact that they had dynasties, you know what I'm saying? Boston had multiple dynasties.
Y'all had Red Auerbachs basically pimping the NBA. Let's be real. How they got Larry Bird was a crime. I think they had the best record or something like that the year before them. Them and the Lakers, how they got Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, that was fucking criminal. That was criminal. The Lakers was coming off a championship, and then the fucking The fucking Celtics had a good record, and they got Larry Bird. So how they got Larry Bird and how they got Magic Johnson should be criminal. How they were beating the NBA up. And then you come around, you win a championship and get Len Bias. If he didn't do crack, y'all would have had Len Bias on their team. I'm just saying, just think about it. Y'all been pimping the NBA for so long. Y'all got this little entitlement. Red Auerbach is not getting up out the grave and walking through the door. He gone, bro. Red Auerbach is not running the Celtics anymore. Nobody fears that.
And think about it like this. If Len Bias would have stayed alive, would we be talking about Michael Jordan, LeBron, the best player in the world? Because Len Bias was nice.
Len Bias used to beat the shit out of Michael Jordan in college. If Len never did crack, the Celtics might have had another dynasty. Pistons might have never got a championship until 2004. We're gonna be being real with you. Len Bias was that damn nice.
Yeah, sad.
He never would have smoked crack with his friends. We'll be having a whole nother conversation. The Lakers wouldn't even be in the conversation for the most titles because Len Bias was the next coming.
Yeah.
So, because it was criminal how they got Len Bias. They was winning championships when they got Len Bias. How? How you get the number 2 pick? I think number 1, number 2 pick. How you get that? It's criminal.
Did he go number 2?
I think Len Bias got drafted number 2, number 1, number something like one of them.
I thought he was number 1. But that was killer years ago.
He was number 2 pick. Who went number 1 in 1986? Shit.
Probably a nobody.
Who the fuck went number 1? If Len Bias went number 2. To the Celtics, by the way. Brad Daugherty was number 1. Oh.
I mean, he was somebody.
He was pretty nice. People sleep on Brad Daugherty. He was pretty nice.
That was at Cleveland, right?
Yeah. Can't get mad at that one. He had a nice career. Can't get mad at that one.
And back then, you wanted a big man. So if you had a big man like him, nowadays everybody wants these little shooters. But back then, they wanted, you needed a center, you needed a good power forward, you needed a nice small forward. You know what I'm saying? And then you need a nice shooting guard and a good point guard. And then you had your 6th man had to be a slasher type that wants to go, to attack the board. Nowadays, it's, let's throw it to the guy behind that line and see if he makes it.
Yep.
Like basketball isn't exciting as it used to be. I've been trying to keep up so when we have our shows, I can pitch in with because you and Eric are very knowledgeable. So I try to keep up and I watch the games and stuff. But then I remember the games I used to watch when I was a kid, and I'm like, I'm used to, hard hitting, DHop. You know what I'm saying? Like killers.
Yeah,
nowadays.
It's just like this. Jimmy Butler reminds me of that old school 90s flavor. That's why I'm liking this Jimmy. But I don't want Jimmy to get so lax that he got so many games to win that, it comes back to bite him in the ass. So they better come out. I think they play either Saturday. I think they play Saturday.
No, I think, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
I think it's tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, just tomorrow. Tomorrow, 7:30, I will be watching that game. And, I don't know if they wanted this to have it in on prime time, Saturday on prime time, but what, to get the money back. But the Celtics, I give them this. At least they didn't go out like the Lakers. You know what? We're not getting swept. I can respect that. We're not getting swept. And the Lakers, they laid down on this sword. I mean, they didn't even lay down on this sword. They ran. least the Celtics are falling on their sword. I could love that. I could get with that.
See, I can't, but I can't. That's what gets me with the whole best player in the world thing. That you know that if Michael Jordan had that, or Kobe, or AI, I could go down a list of players that would have gotten a shot off.
Yeah.
Ray Allen. You know what I'm saying? You know,
LeBron is not built of that ilk. And I tell that to people, like, and that's not a knock against him. I don't want people to think I'm knocking him. But just be who you are. Be Magic.
Yeah,
What's wrong with being Magic Johnson? I never got the comparison with him and Jordan. He is Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Think about the game. Look at the game. He is Magic Johnson. Magic can go for 41 game, or you can get your triple-double the next game with 20, 15, and 10 or something like that. Nothing wrong with Magic Johnson, who was like, you could say he's still the best point guard ever. Nothing wrong with, you can say that, you can argue that. He's the best point guard ever. Zeke is my favorite point guard. That's just me. But most people say Magic is the best point guard ever. So what's wrong with him being Magic Johnson?
Because everybody gets compared to Jordan.
That shouldn't happen.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
to be compared to Jordan is Kobe. Being real with you, Kobe.
Yeah, because Kobe's game was like Xeroxed from Mike's game.
Yes.
They played exactly the same way. Killer instinct. You know.
I got a question for you. So if you say they're Xeroxed, right? And Jordan is perfection, right? In most people's eyes, right? So wouldn't that make Kobe close to perfection? So
I would say yes. I don't have on my, let's say, even top 5. If I was to just go top 5, I don't even have LeBron at, maybe at 3.
I'm just saying, for logic, if Jordan is the GOAT in most people's eyes, and you have somebody who had one less championship than him and had the game just like his, wouldn't Kobe be the next GOAT? LeBron is not even better than Kobe.
No. Like if they were both on my team and I was, let's say, the point guard, I'm passing it to Kobe before I pass it to LeBron. Because I know there's more of a chance that Kobe is going to either drive and actually create himself either a shot or get to the line and not sit there and wait for somebody to blow the whistle because of your name.
No, I'm just saying, like, for a game of your life, I'll tell this to any LeBron fan, for your game of your life, we're going to take Jordan out of it. Kobe or LeBron?
Oh.
Like, I'll tell it to any LeBron fan. If you say LeBron, then you, my friend, don't know basketball. And I'm sorry to say, a game for your life, Kobe Bryant. Because I know he's going to try to kill the next person in front of him. Not be friends with them afterwards or leave when they get too hard.
Yep.
Kobe Bean Bryant is the number 2 basketball player of all time. If you say Jordan is number 1. If Jordan is number 1 on your list, Kobe has to be number 2 because Kobe had the same game as Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan never scored 81. I'm going to put it this way. Jordan never scored 81.
No.
He never scored 81. I don't think Jordan ever scored 70. Kobe scored 81.
I think Jordan scored a lot of 60s, though.
He scored a lot of 60s. A lot of 60s and a lot of 50s. But I'm saying Jordan never scored 81. LeBron has never came close to 81. So
what is the most that he scored in a game?
Who, LeBron? Okay, let me look it up.
56? Maybe. 56, and you could probably count 61. Them all.
61 was the one he scored in the game. Kobe had that shit by the third quarter against the Mavs.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't sit him down. Kobe was about to have another 80-point game.
You're right.
They didn't sit Kobe Bryant down. Kobe would have had back-to-back 80-point games, bro.
And that's what I'm saying. You got a player like LeBron. He can't take over a game like
It
that.
was actually 61, and it was actually 61. I looked it up just now. It's 61 with the
What's
most
up,
he had.
Ant?
Yeah, 61. I think it was 61-point game. It was against the Heat. We know he was with the Heat. He was with the Heat with the Bobcats. Versus the Bobcats. The Bobcats was a dumpster fire.
How many times did he score over 60 points in his lifetime?
Yeah, it's 61. He scored 61. LeBron scored 60 points one time. Now the 61-point game, then he scored 57, 56, and 56.
Yeah, and Kobe had multiple 60s.
He had multiple 60-point games in a week. What you talking about?
He had multiple 60s, I think multiple 70s.
Shit. Kobe scored 60 points 6 times. He had more 60-point games than Jordan. Jordan only scored 4. Kobe had 60 and 6. He had 6. He is actually better than Jordan in 60-point games.
Yeah.
Let's go 50-point games. 60 is too much, right? Kobe Bryant had.
He had to have a lot of 50-point games too, though. Kobe got to be up there. I mean, Mike's up there, but Kobe got to be up there.
Wilt Chamberlain, this record would never be broken. Wilt Chamberlain had 118 50-point games. That's why Wilt is in my top 10. He had 118 50-point games. Bro, that's a season and a half of 50-point games. Mike had 31. Kobe had 25. James Harden is surprisingly 4th with 23. Elgin Baylor had 17.
And how many did LeBron have?
Oh, man. Let's see. LeBron has 14.
Yeah, I can't. That's why when people ask me who I'd give the ball to, I would give it to Mike or Kobe.
Shout out to the movie. Yeah, I gotta watch that movie. I'm about to watch it though.
Yo, it's good. I was
about to watch it, and me and the wife, we stopped watching it. When something came up, so I'm gonna watch it. Crazy good. Yeah, he won the game against the Bobcats. He played the Bobcats against 61. We all know how bad the Bobcats was before they became the Hornets. Bobcats sucked.
Hell yeah, they did.
Well, we just went through it. So for my knucklehead cousin Travis, I just went through it. 60-point games. LeBron has 1. You tell me Kobe had 6. Jordan had 4. 50-point games. Jordan had 31. Kobe had 25. LeBron has 14. It's no competition of who are the greatest scorers. Jordan, Kobe, Wilt, Jordan, Kobe. You want to look at it like that because Wilt, I'm scared to look at Wilt 60-point games.
Oh, I'm sure he had a lot of 60-point games.
Wilt had 32 60-point games. Wilt Chamberlain had 32, and people be like disrespecting Wilt. I hate that shit. I'm like, dude had 118 50-point games. He had 60. I mean, he had 32 60-point games. You know how hard that is? God, one of the greatest scorers of all time is Wilt.
Oh, yeah?
And then you can put Wilt in any era. I keep telling people that dude ran like a 4'4". The dude can bench press almost 500 pounds. You put Wilt in this era, Wilt is getting 100 a game, man. Bro, They couldn't contain Wilt, bro. They contained the others. Wilt was averaging 32 on Boston. That's not containing, bro. Like that, let's go over 30. You're not containing them, bro.
Nah, they contained everybody else maybe on the Lakers, but they didn't contain Wilt.
Now, we just talk about the 76ers. There ain't nobody else on the 76ers, man, with this Wilt. Like, damn. And then when he went to the Lakers, he finally won. Man, that's crazy. I don't disrespect Patrick Ewing like that. Patrick Ewing was a dog. I give him that. Even though he blew that layup against the Pacers that one time, nah, Embiid ain't got the heart Pat had. I can't say he'll be lucky to be the next Patrick Ewing.
As a matter of like Joel Embiid, if let's say he played in Patrick Ewing's era, he remind me of what's his name the Pistons used to have.
Who was Lambeau?
Wallace,
yeah.
That's who Embiid would remind me of if he played, let's say, in that era. He would be more of a Wallace. He wouldn't be Will.
No, I ain't gonna say Wallace. Well, you mean Rasheed? He'll be Rasheed. He wouldn't be Ben. He'd be Rasheed because he could shoot. But I'm just like, people forget Ewing would have won championship if it wasn't for Jordan. He was in the wrong era.
Listen, like they say, Michael made sure a lot of people didn't eat.
You didn't eat when in Mike's era. Like Mike's era is the 90s. I want people to stop this 80s bullshit. Mike didn't hit his prime to 90.
Yeah.
So the 90s were Mike era. Stop with the 80s because he was young in the 80s. And you can't beat the Showtime Lakers. You can't beat the Boston Celtics or the Pistons by yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say the Pistons. The Pistons.
To the 90s. Let's be real.
Back then, the teams were just so much stronger. The Supersonics, Seattle had a good squad with Sean Kemp. Who else?
You had the Suns.
The Milwaukee Bucks, even they had a serious squad back then.
Like I said, the Suns was like one of the greatest teams I've seen, and Jordan dismantled that shit. You had the Suns, you had the Trailblazers, was no joke. I mean, we're not even talking about the Knicks or the Pacers.
No, and the Pacers had a crazy squad back then.
The Hornets had a crazy squad with Grandmama and Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah, and Muggsy,
yeah, Stacey Augmon. Yeah, they had a crazy ass squad. And Glenn Rice, don't forget about him. People be shitting on the 90s. I could tell never watched basketball. And how about the Golden State Warriors who run TMC?
Yeah.
I mean, but all them would have won a championship if it wasn't for Jordan. We didn't even talk about the Rockets, who did manage to eat a little bit in the 90s when Jordan took a break.
Yeah, that's the only time they ate.
It's the only time you're eating.
You can't say that LeBron
There's only 3 teams that won in the 90s, and both times Jordan retired. Let me be real with you. There's only 3 teams. Only 2 teams that won in the 90s. I'm sorry, it was 3 seasons. The Rockets went back to back.
Yeah, Rockets
won 93, 94, and then the Spurs won in 99. But that's it. 3 times it happened. 3 people ate when Jordan wasn't at the table.
But look at how many people have eaten in the LeBron era.
Let's go. LeBron came in 04. Okay, then we're going to break it down. LeBron came in 04. The Pistons ate that year. People going to say, oh, he was a rookie. So, okay. The Spurs ate. Okay, the Spurs ate. And swept him. It's swept him. Spurs ate. The Warriors ate. The Raptors ate. And multiple times. The Spurs ate multiple times. The Raptors ate. I mean, we can keep going. The Warriors ate multiple times. Bro, this shit crazy.
And that's why those teams back in the 90s were a little bit more stacked, because you had to come with a team that was going to beat those Chicago Bulls. If you went in there thinking one dude was going to beat the Chicago Bulls, it wasn't happening.
4 players are stopping players from getting a ring: LeBron or Curry or Greek or Jokic. LeBron, I will take out of that because he ain't stopping nobody from getting the fucking ring. Like we just said, everybody ate on his dime already.
Yeah, because Jokic, you know, depending on who wins, I mean, I think that, I'll say it here, I think that Denver, their bench is too strong for what's left out there. I don't think that what do you call it? I don't think that the Heat can do it, because Jokic is hard to stop. He passes good off the, you know, from the block. Right now I think that Jokic could, if they maybe put another superstar on that team, Denver could be one of those those mini dynasties.
I'm putting it this way. The Celtics sure don't have enough because they're struggling with the Heat, who got 2 superstars.
Yeah.
And I'll call Bam a superstar. Bam is a star. They got a superstar and a star. They beating you. The Heat don't have enough, and the Celtics are not mentally strong enough to beat the damn Nuggets.
No. I mean, like I said, I've been watching more basketball now because of the podcast, and a lot of those games are, going late into the evening, and I've been watching those Nuggets games, and you could, you think that you're coming back on them. The next thing you know, they go on a 12-0 run like that.
Let's be real. This is what happened. The Lakers are up in a lot of these games. Big. Like we talk about 15, 20. They walk you down. And it's because they come at you in waves. Their bench can start, like I said before, their bench can start for someone else.
Yeah.
Like, you got Michael Porter Jr. on the bench. He could be a star, a superstar somewhere else.
Yeah.
And just think about it. Jamal Murray, Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., they got KCP. They deep. They are deep.
That's what I'm saying.
Then they play in Denver where you, like I said, the altitude in Denver gonna fuck with whoever come there. It's gonna hurt Miami more than it is gonna hurt Boston. Because Miami, but Boston kind of up north, a little high up. They still can't handle it, but it might. But Miami is so south.
I honestly don't think Boston's that high. You know what I'm saying? That where their lung capacity is going to be able to handle Denver.
Yeah, it's literally a mile high in altitude, bro. That's ridiculous, and you have to be used to that. So they got the best win out of anybody left. But good luck, because since Boston don't want to lay down, they making Miami work hard now. So now you got to come back off a short week. It's going to be short. So it's best believe Miami better kill this shit now, because its final start June 1st.
Yeah, if put it this way, if Miami doesn't win this next game, I think that even though they say the momentum, you go into the playoffs, that Denver's been sitting and waiting. I think it benefits them because of the injured players or anybody that's banged up. You know what I'm saying? Until you can find somebody that's going to stop Jokic,
you can't. You can't.
I don't see anybody on Boston or Miami that are going to be able to stop him unless you have Hack-a-Shack rules.
Facts. You can't send him to the line though.
No, because he's like 80-something% from the line.
See, that's the thing with Shaq. You can send him to the line. You can't send that dude to the line. He'll kill you.
Tell you right now, Shaq's numbers and Shaq's legacy would be a lot better if he could hit free throws. They fouled his ass so much, you know what I'm saying? In a game, he could have been scoring just 20 points off the line alone.
And I'm like, before we get to something else, I just saw something like about Scottie Pippen. I just want Scottie Pippen ass. He flip-flop more than the damn, you flip a pancake. One day, Scottie's saying Jordan is the best, LeBron can't handle him. Now he back, I guess because Jordan's son is fucking his ex-wife. Now he back with saying Jordan was a terrible player. Scottie. Jordan's rookie year, you only scored one time a better shooting percentage than him in your whole career. That's 17 years. You couldn't shoot better than rookie Jordan 16 of those years. You never won anything without Jordan.
Nope. That's why the Blazers try to bring his ass in.
The Rockets, too. You ain't shit without Jordan. When you came into the league, you was averaging 7 points. You didn't help Jordan.
No. They want to, but a lot of people like to flip it and say Jordan would have never won a championship without Pippen.
Yes, he would have. We just put somebody else. We did put somebody else in Pippen's role. You know what I'm saying?
Tony Kukoc.
Somebody else in Pippen's role, and they would have 6 rings. And when we talk about whoever that was, like we talk about Pippen, nope. There's a reason why Jordan was Batman and he was Robin. Nobody gives a fuck about Robin. Sorry.
You're right.
People don't call Robin for help. People call Batman. He bring along Robin.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be the Pippen. If I say, I'm the Jordan, you the Pippen, you're going to look at me like, man, what the fuck? I know I'm Jordan. You're going to call me Pippen?
Nobody wanted to be Robin, and definitely nobody wanted to be Pippen on the basketball court. I'm Mike, Pippen.
No. I am not the Pippen. I am the Jordan.
I'd be like, pass me the ball. I'm more like Tony Kukoc.
Shut up and take that ring. Yep. Dennis Rodman helped Jordan get the ring. No, Dennis didn't. No, Jordan helped Dennis get them rings. Dennis couldn't score. Dennis played defense, yes. But Dennis couldn't score.
He played defense and got rebounds, what his job was. When they brought him in, when listen, and I'll tell the truth because I've heard many stories. Mike is the one that told them go get Dennis because he knew 20 rebounds a game. You know what I'm saying? A dude that's lights out defense, a dude that knocked Mike on his ass when he was with the Pistons numerous times. There was a no-brainer. You didn't need him to score.
Pippen. So you know who they listen to? Jordan.
You didn't need Rodman to score. All he had to do was grab his 20, you know what I'm saying, shut down somebody if they went into the lane or whatever, and that was it.
But don't get it twisted. The reason why the Bulls won them 6 championships, it wasn't from Pippen or Rodman. It was Jordan. Jordan's going 55 here. Jordan going ham on this game. They wouldn't win if Dennis Rodman or Scottie Pippen was the lead dog on that team.
No.
If Dennis Rodman is your lead dog, you're in trouble.
Well, Dennis Rodman was never going to be the lead dog, and I honestly feel like when Pippen left the Bulls, he went to Portland, where he was supposed to be like Jordan, and they didn't do crap.
That was Rasheed Wallace and Damon Stoudemire team.
Yep.
I'm just saying, I'm not shitting on Pippen, but now we gotta compare you to Jordan. You're not Jordan. You're not Jordan. Let's see how many 50-point games Scottie Pippen had.
Zippo. I bet you not one.
Scottie Pippen never scored a 50-point game in his life. So we're not going to go 60. Scottie Pippen, 40-point game.
Probably doesn't even have that many 40-point games.
Scottie Pippen played only 5 games with 40 points. 5.
But that was when he was alone. It wasn't when he was with Mike.
I don't know. You know that. Now let's see how many. Jordan has 173 games with 40 points. I rest my fucking case. 5 to 173. Now, who's the alpha dog? Who's the alpha dog? Who's the alpha dog? That's what I'm saying. Who was the alpha dog on the Bulls? I just proved it to you.
I just think they all played well together. You know what I'm saying? Mike played his role, which was he was the killer. You know what I'm saying? You had, Pippen played his role.
Saying Pippen. We saying Kobe or Mike. Jordan, we saying either Jordan or Kobe. Nobody saying Pippen.
I'm gonna be Pippen.
Nobody want to be Pippen.
It's funny that you said that. I was hanging out with my boy today because today was the funeral. Well, today was the showing or whatever. And my boy from North Carolina tells me, he's telling me that he was training his son how to, for basketball. And he was like, yeah, I'm trying to get him like LeBron James. And I was like, what? I was like, you teaching him how to flop? I was like, what are you doing here? I was like, nobody says LeBron when they shoot the ball. They say Kobe. They say Jordan. Now they scream Curry, but they don't say LeBron.
Nah. Look, the older people say Jordan. My generation said Kobe.
And this generation is saying Curry.
Nobody said Pippen.
Nobody.
No. My mama bought me a Pippen jersey. I say, take it back. Take it back.
You listen, where if I wanted a Jordan jersey, I had to go to a guy that sold jerseys. If I wanted a Pippen jersey, I would go to Marshall's.
Yes, you get a Pippen jersey anywhere. You had to find a guy for Jordan jerseys.
I'm at Marshall's or TJ Maxx or something like that. Oh, look, Jordan, they got a nice Pippen jersey. Let me get that.
Let's be real. Nobody wears Pippen jerseys today.
No.
Not even throwback. You know what? Give me that cool coach before I get that Pippen.
You know what? I've even heard people say cool coach before, like shooting the ball. Cool coach.
Give me that Dennis Rodman 91 over there. I'm not getting that Pippen. No. Look, that's why when Isaiah Thomas was talking about the Dream Team and he said Pippen didn't want him, that boy said, I understand, Mike, but Scottie?
He put that face too, like Scottie? Like who the hell is he? See, I honestly think that, because Pippen won those rings, he actually think it was because of him they won those rings. Man, you know what I'm saying? That he had that he thought he had that type of pull. You know what I'm saying? What would make you think you had that type of pull if you not the one scoring 60 points? You're not the one.
And he couldn't even control his wife. So I can't trust a man. He can't control his wife. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Listen, because
he even know you wasn't shit. Let's be real. She wanted to be coach to Jordan. So he messing with her son. She messing with his son. Shit.
That tells you that Pippen can't control a black woman. That's it.
I think she white, isn't she? Larissa White.
Is she? Yes, yes, she is. Yes, she is. Well, then that's what you get for not marrying a black woman.
Scottie. Nobody said I want to be Scottie Pippen. No, nobody has ever said that. Bro, if any one of y'all have said y'all want to be Scottie Pippen, please put it in the comments right now. No, I have never heard anybody. We went through all in the 90s. We can go through all the lists. Nobody have ever said they want to be Scottie Pippen on the court. People say I want to be
in the 80s. In the 80s, there was so many other people that Magic, Bird. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna scrap the 80s. We're gonna go to the 90s when he was in his prime. People say they want to be Jordan, of course. People say that I want to be Ewing. I heard people say I want to be John Starks because when he dunked on Jordan, yes, he did dunk on Jordan. Hakeem. People say I want to be Clyde Drexler, Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullin, Mitch Richmond. I want to be Grandmama. We can go. We can keep going. I want to be Sean Kemp, Gary Payton.
Yeah, nobody ever said I want to be Pippen.
Kevin Johnson, Dan Marley. We can keep going before we get to Pippen. Mark Price, Muggsy Bogues, Spud Webb, Dominique Wilkins. We can keep going before we
Charles
get to Pippen.
Barkley.
Isaiah said Barkley. A young Shaq. I'm just Chris Webber. Before we get to Pippen. Grant Hill.
Oh, definitely. Grant Hill, Tracy McGrady.
The only time somebody wore something to Scottie Pippen was the big shoes that had air on the side of them because they look cold. That's the only reason why. And they don't even call them Scottie Pippen. Man, give me them airs right there. Didn't even know they were Scottie Pippen shoes.
Yeah, that's right.
People didn't even know they were Scottie Pippen shoes. Shit. The big dudes wanted to be Shaq. Shit, I'm trying to dunk like Shaq. But nope, everybody said they want to be young Shaq, Orlando Magic Shaq. Shit. Dominated. Shit. Maybe not where you from, but down here, a lot of people wanted to be Shaq. A lot of people bought them Reeboks with the Hypnotics on them. I'm just saying, people wanted to be Shaq. But people still say Shaq and Kobe. If you was the big man, you was Shaq. And you took that. If you was the young man, you was Kobe.
I want to ask if he said when Anthony would scream Jordan, was he talking about Chicago Jordan or was he talking about Washington's Jordan?
Let's see, man. My era, man, people said they wanted to be Shaq. Man, we ain't even talk about Penny Hardaway.
Yeah.
Man, Pippen wasn't better than Brian Penny. Nobody said they wanted to be Penny.
Grant Hill?
Everybody wanted to be Penny. Nobody said they want to be Pippen. Grant Hill. I bought the felines because of Grant Hill. With the vinyl on the side. With the patent leather on the side. Bruh, stop it, Scottie. Stop, Scottie.
Stay in your lane, Scottie. Stay in your lane.
All right, shut up, Scottie. This ain't for you. Now, if he'd have said that about somebody lower, talking about Michael Jeffrey Jordan. You talk about Michael Jeffrey Jordan was a terrible player? How can he be terrible, averaging 30.1 points a game? You can't be fucking terrible doing that. How can you be terrible at scoring 50 points a game, which you never did? So if he's terrible, you hot garbage. You trash. Looking like the Redskin mascot. That's who you look like to me. You do a side profile, he looked just like the Redskin mascot. Yeah, of course, AI too. I'm talking about in the early 90s, people wanted to be Shaq because Shaq was everywhere. That Orlando Magic 32 was everywhere. That Scottie Pippen jersey was nowhere.
Nope.
Let's be real. That Scottie Pippen jersey, I ain't never seen nobody wear a Scottie Pippen jersey besides the Chicago Bulls fans. I have never seen people wear that shit in New Orleans, a Scottie Pippen jersey. And if you got that shit, you must have got that shit on clearance because the Michael Jordan jerseys wasn't available.
Marshalls at the 1999 rack.
Nobody stood in line for the Scottie Pippens. They said,
Nope.
"Oh man, I like to use the airs. I'm gonna get them." You can still get them damn shoes with the airs on them with no rush, no fuss. Nobody stood in line and got shot over Scottie Pippens. Like, listen, we're not keep releasing Scottie Pippen shoes. They releasing the same damn Jordan shoes they've been doing for 20 years now, and it still costs over like $200 for those damn shoes. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it, Scottie. Slap yourself, Scottie. Get that man a Snickers. He ain't himself when he hungry. Get that man a Snickers.
Or get him a new girlfriend. So he don't got to worry about what Jordan's son's doing.
Nobody wanted to be Scottie Pippen. And if you say it, I know you're lying. Because if I tell you I'm Jordan, you Pippen, you going to want to fight me. No, I'm Jordan, you Pippen. That's how I used to be. No.
Fuck it, I'll be Steve Kerr.
Like if I say like I'm heading something, yeah, I'm Jordan, you Pippen. You already know if you the Jordan, you the leader. If you Pippen, you the follower. That's what that is. No, I'm Jordan. People used to be fighting. It was like the old Power Ranger thing. No, I'm the Green Ranger. No, I'm the Green Ranger. No, I'm the Red Ranger. I'm the Red Ranger. No, you are Scottie Pippen. No, I don't want to be Scottie Pippen. Why I gotta be Scottie Pippen?
Can I be the coach?
Let me be Horace Grant. He got cool goggles. I do not want to be Scottie Pippen. Let me be Bill Cartwright with that shot like this.
That shit went in though.
Nobody want to be Scottie Pippen. His old son don't want to be Scottie Pippen. He named Scottie Pippen Jr. He don't want to be Scottie Pippen. Nobody wants to be Scottie.
Isn't he with the Lakers?
And he's not playing because he's Scottie Pippen Jr. That's what happened. Man. I told you incredible here. Scottie Pippen Jr. Scottie Pippen said, can you just change my name? I don't want to be a junior. My dad is Scottie Pippen.
I would have went to the court and changed my name. Can I be Michael Jordan II?
I'm sorry. Scottie Pippen is the lamest sounding name ever. That sounds like you some type of fucking Irishman. Hey, hi, I'm Scottie Pippen. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to be no fucking Pippen. Oh shit! Give me that John Starks jersey.
And he was the bane of my existence because he went on hot streaks. John Starks put it that motherfucker gave me ulcers and shit. He wasn't that consistent.
Muggsy Bogues jersey. That's what people say. Nah, I got this Pippen jersey half off, but the Muggsy Bogues jersey is the same. Give me that Muggsy Bogues jersey. Give me that Alonzo Mourning jersey.
Oh, I'm rocking the Alonzo jersey. He was nice.
That's the only 33 I'm rocking. Give me that Alonzo Mourning and Patrick Ewing.
Dikembe.
Give me the Dikembe Mutombo jersey.
Yeah, give me the Dikembe jersey. I'll wear that shit.
Give me the AI jersey. Give me that AI jersey.
Well, like he said, it's true. A lot of people wanted to be AI. A lot of people wanted that handle. And I remember when I was growing up, people trying to do those moves and not being able to accomplish them like him.
Yep. Give me that Jimmy King, that Jimmy King Michigan Wolverine jersey from the Fab Five. Give me that one before I get a Scottie Pippen jersey.
Give me the Stacey King.
Yeah, Stacey King. Give me what's your boy Jackson. Give me Jackson, Ray Jackson jersey for the Fab Five. Before Scottie Pippen. Give me Jalen Rose.
And you could go down if that's the case. That starting five that UNLV had back in the day.
Stacey Augman. Give me that Stacey Augman, Larry Mamar, the Grandma Mamar jersey. Ooh, man, but before we got on here, we just found out that's enough for Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen.
We went about 20, 25 minutes on Scottie Pippen. Fucker.
You best believe I'm clipping that shit. Who the fuck wants to be Scottie Pippen? But we just found out DHop is getting released from the Cardinals, man. Who you think he lands with?
It's funny, we were having this conversation, me and my two friends earlier. Like he said, Dallas, if Dallas was smart, Dallas would snatch him up. And then I said, you know, Dax ain't that good. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, he said he heard something about New England gonna push for him. But I'm like, ain't got nobody to throw it to him in New England. You know what I'm saying? So I think it would have to be a squad that needs wide receivers. And I don't see, to the point, Arizona, who doesn't have any good wide receivers, why would you let him go?
Where do old players go to New England?
But they go to New England and win.
I got one for you. The Baltimore Ravens better be on the line right now.
If not, I would say I would say Philly.
If I'm listen up, Baltimore Ravens fans, y'all better jump on this line right now, because y'all will have OBJ, DHop, Rashad Bateman, and you will have Mark Andrews. Then Lamar Jackson has no more excuses. Then
you still need to get him a running back, a good running back.
I mean, J.K. Dobbins is good when he's not hurt.
Yeah, but you need to get somebody that is not going to get hurt if this dude is one that gets hurt a lot.
But I'm like this. If DHop comes on that team, watch out.
I think DHop going to any team, watch out.
Hey, Dennis Allen, wake your ass up. We need a second receiver. You better go at the DHop. I would love DHop to be in black and gold. Dennis Allen, wake your ass up. Use the rest of that $11 million we got and put him on the opposite side of Michael Thomas, and let's go, baby. Who that? Let's go.
Yeah.
You go. Thanks, too. We need a second receiver.
As long as your quarterback, whoever it is that's going to start for you guys, can get him the ball.
It was David Carr. And you know why I know it's David Carr? They brought in John Gruden to work with David Carr today, which I know I'm not a big fan of because he's a fucking racist.
like you bringing the wrong dude to the wrong city.
I bet he's gonna be on the wrong. I bet he on his best behavior. Somebody knock his fucking head off his shoulders. Well, I get it. He had his best years under Gruden. I just don't like fucking John Gruden. Keep that negativity away from my team. Fuck John Gruden.
I mean, I would say, like I said, I would say somebody like the Eagles.
The Giants would be nice. Well, I know you was gonna say it.
Yeah, especially that your Giants didn't really have any wide receivers last year.
They got some young players on their team, the young receivers. But with those two, I mean, DHop don't get hurt. You do steroids. You don't get hurt. I mean, if you're going for broke, right? The Ravens want to win a championship. I would get DHop because he's still unguardable when he's there. When he's not doing steroids, he's good. So, and OBJ had all his off them legs good now. So I'm saying the 1 year thing, I would sign him. I ain't saying long term. I say for 1 year, if I'm trying to go Super Bowl or bust like the Rams did, go all in for 1 year, get your Super Bowl, and then rebuild. Because you got Lamar locked in now, so Lamar can't go nowhere. He locked in now.
Yeah.
Go all in for the Super Bowl this year. And then if it don't work, rebuild.
The only thing that he could do is sit out. at this
Okay,
point.
we'll just take your money.
Yeah. Yeah. But I would say if you're going, if like say you said the Ravens should sign him for a year, I would say 2. I would say 2. You need to build some chemistry. You know what I'm saying? You already know that with Lamar Jackson and these little bitty role players that they have given him, he still makes the playoffs every year. You give him 2 legitimate wide receivers, a good running back. Who knows what type of damage Lamar Jackson could do?
Think about it. They just drafted Zay Flowers. That's the other receiver. They would be stacked and unguardable.
Yeah.
So there go your young receiver. You got Rashad Bateman, who's young. You got Zay Flowers. That's 2 young receivers, and then you got two veterans. That's a stacked receiver room.
My boy was like, Tennessee should bring him in. I was like, for what?
For what?
Ryan can't get him the ball.
And Will Levis show can't give him the ball. Fuck Will Levis.
And they're giving up on Malik Willis.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you right now.
More firepower.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Malik. I'll say it right here, so it's on video for as long as if this one doesn't get taken down because of the song earlier. But Malik Willis on another team, I bet you he does damage.
Yeah.
I bet you he does damage. I bet you he can be an NFL quarterback, but he's on a team that already has, multiple quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that he ain't gonna last with what do you call it? He's not going to last with Tennessee, and he will end up on another team, and he's gonna prove a lot of people wrong.
Right.
I think so.
I think he got more upside than Will Levis to me. You just got to get in the right program, and I think I think Willis can be a serviceable quarterback. If not, at least a serviceable backup.
I would like to see him go to the Ravens and sit behind, for a couple of years. And then this way, when this guy decides to leave, he has that, the Tennessee has already basically have said it with their mouths that they're not investing in Malik Willis like that. So already off the jump, he's third string.
Yep. You don't pick up Will Levis in the second round if you believe in Malik Willis.
Yeah, you just got him the year before.
Yeah.
And when he played, he wasn't that bad.
Just couldn't read the field because he had enough time.
Yeah, if you build a team, well, I guess if you build the team the right way around any quarterback, they can be successful. You know what I'm saying? But if you got let's say I'll use the Jets. They brought in, a quarterback, young kid that didn't have time to develop. The offensive line was shitty, so he's always throwing on the run. You know what I'm saying? If you like with this year, especially with the Jets, they rebuilt that whole squad. That offensive line should be solid. Them receivers are going to be no joke, even though before we came on the air tonight, I just saw that Aaron Rodgers and Lazard both got hurt today.
Yeah, we saying to learn under. Oh, he can go to Philly. Philly ain't got nobody to learn under Philly. You can go to Philly and learn.
Yeah, but you want to go somewhere where eventually, because if nothing happens in the Ravens organization when it comes to what's his name, they're going to move on from him. They're not moving on from Jalen Hurts.
I know, but I'm saying, think about it. To learn and get into it, and then when you get in free agency, you can do your thing. Once you learn and show off, but I think preseason gonna be big for Malik Willis. He got the ball in preseason. So maybe they'll trade him to somebody who needs somebody. Maybe he can go to Arizona, learn behind Kyler Murray, because Kyler Murray is gonna get hurt. We know that. Go to a team with no expectations.
A lot of people are saying in these OTAs that Darnold and the Niners have been looking good. That maybe if the Jets would have sat Darnold a couple of years and let him learn, that he would have been he would have been better than what people were saying he was.
Yeah.
But how do you get drafted by a shitty squad? You get traded away a year later, and now you end up on a team that was what? A quarters away of winning a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? You can't write a fairy tale any better for a guy like Darnold. Because I honestly feel that Darnold's a good quarterback.
And this is why a lot of vets don't like going to OTAs. You get hurt. Now you push behind for training camp. That's why I love they holding Michael Thomas out for OTAs. I'm loving for my Saints. Like people, like Aaron Rodgers should not have been in OTAs doing nothing strenuous. Should have been throwing balls. Shouldn't be doing nothing strenuous. You don't need to do no drills. You don't need to do none of that. Just throw the ball. That's all I need to see you do is throw the ball.
And we already know that he has a good off-season workout anyway, so it's not like he really needed OTAs. The only thing that I would say he needed in OTAs is to build chemistry with all of the different people that they put around him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get used to how Garrett Wilson is and how his maneuvers are. Is he going to be that receiver that you throw at the back shoulder and he'll turn around and catch it like, Dante Adams used to? You know what I'm saying? Like, you need that chemistry. But you're right, with all the extra strenuous and like they were carrying logs the other day. Like trees.
Yeah, they didn't need to do that. You don't need to do that.
For what? To show me that your team? Listen, with all the money you put out, they better play like a fucking team.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not, like I said, I never go into any season thinking Super Bowl or anything like that. So I'm not going into this season thinking anything like that until week 17 when they say the Jets are in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going in like that. But do we have a great chance? I think a lot of teams have a good chance of moving past where they've been in the past. Saying moving into that next level. A lot of teams are falling off too. You know what I'm saying? Because really, if you think about it, what did the Patriots really do this offseason with free agency and who they drafted? Sometimes I wonder if this dude is trying to, do what the Pistons did this year and lose every motherfucking game so they can get a good draft pick.
Well, the Spurs didn't got a good draft pick. We actually tried to win, but we was young as shit. Ain't no way we was gonna win those games. We ain't had no vets on the team.
But yeah, they need to go to not to jump off a subject, but they definitely need to go to the worst team in the league gets the number 1. The second worst team in the league gets number 2, because I think you were the second worst team in the league, and what'd you get? Number 3, number 4?
We got 5.
You should have been number 3. You were the third. I would say you were the second to third worst team in the NBA this year. You should have gotten 2 or 3. So you didn't get Winnie Wang Wang Wang, whatever his name is, but you would have gotten a chance to get somebody else.
Yeah, I wanted the second or third pick.
Yeah, I think definitely, and I think that's how it should be in all sports. I think the NBA lottery is bullshit.
It's just basketball with that dumb shit. Everybody else don't do it, but
Yeah, I
basketball.
think that's stupid. We're gonna, because your team sucked, you get one extra ball when we're turning the tumbler thing. Fuck out of here. You were the third worst team, you get the number 3 pick. You know what I'm saying? If it's tied, then you fucking flip a coin.
Yeah.
Okay, you got 4 now, the other team got 3. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody should do that.
Yep. And then got one last topic to go before we go is boxing. First of all, Devin Haney. He stole one. If anybody looked at that Lomachenko match with him and Haney lost. That's what I hate boxing. I hate fucking boxing. Haney lost. Anybody who's seen that fight, I saw on nefarious means, Haney lost. And boxing needs to stop with this bullshit. Like, he lost.
Question, because I didn't get to see that fight. I saw it was in my nefarious means thing, and I kind of was I forgot what I watched last week instead of that. I think I watched UFC or something like that.
Yeah.
And was that their first time fighting?
Yeah.
So they must feel that there's a trilogy. You know what I'm saying? You already know the one guy won, so he's gonna bark like, I won, I was robbed. So here comes fight number 2. And maybe he wins fight number 2.
I said, look, everybody who saw that fight was like, good Lord. He lost. So all my Haney people, he's not on the level of Shakir. Shakir. He's not on the level of Shakir at all. He's not. And then people talk about Haney fighting Tank could kill that dude. No. No. So slow down on the Haney train so much. It's that fight. I hate for shit to happen like that, because boxing, every time boxing about to get on this track, some bullshit like that happen, and people like, see, this why I don't watch boxing. Stop with the politics. And they take an L. You take an L.
You know,
boxing is relevant now because of boxing and they bullshit.
Boxing was so much better when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? It was so much better. There was a lot of fights growing up. You didn't leave it to the judges. You left it in the ring. And nowadays there's too many people that are, and I'm gonna say it, they're pussy. They're afraid. They're afraid to actually stand, like I think it was Mike Tyson that said, what's his name? Whitaker. No, Mayweather ruined boxing, because Mayweather was all about, pity pat, dancing around the ring and holding. Where back in the day, you stood in front of the dude and you threw until somebody got the right punch off.
That's just being a defensive fighter. He's not born. That's not how you run boxing. How you run boxing is hand picking opponents and waiting till the last minute to want to fight. That's the thing. That's what I don't like about Mayweather, was that the fights didn't happen quickly. It was all this bullshit, this red tape that stretched the fights out. And now everybody's following the Mayweather school. We see in the Mayweather school now, everybody doing this shit. That's why we finally getting Spence versus Crawford. Like, it took about 3-4 years to get it.
That's gonna be good.
It's gonna be a good fight. Now, Spence versus Crawford is finally gonna happen July 29th. I'm gonna make sure.
I'll be watching.
I'll be watching nefariously. All by nasty how he throws a party like he says. But in the woods. I'm in the woods watching it.
Well, make sure we do our podcast, because you might not come back, because it seems like everybody that goes into the woods don't make it back out.
Nope, they don't make it out.
But you're right. When boxing is starting to make an up climb again, something always happens for people to, like you said, I ain't watching boxing no more. This is ridiculous. And you're right. A lot of people handpick their opponents when back in the day it was like, okay, number 4 won, number 4 beat number 5. So now number 3, if number 3 beats number 2, number 4 gets to fight whoever wins from 2 and 3. Now it's, now it's okay. I want to fight this person, and they'll hold out for that person to fight. Back in the day, you didn't fight, they took your belt. Nowadays, they don't do that. This is who you're scheduled to fight because you're the WBA. This is who we got ranked for you next. And a lot of people be like, no, I don't want to fight him. I want to fight him. And a lot of these boxing organizations will turn around and say, okay, instead of him fighting, Izzy, let's put him against Doc, like, because he wants Doc, but he don't want Izzy. And it to me, I liked back in the day. Back in the day, if you were the champion and number 1 beat number 2, then number 2 beat number 1, then he became number 1, and that's who the champion fought next.
Right.
And then everybody in the top 10 fought each other. Number 8 might have fought number 6. Number 9 might have fought number 4. And I don't know. Boxing has changed so much. It's gotten so much of I would say, like, business.
Yeah.
Where it's all about the money than it is what the fans want. Like back in the day, if you want, when Marvelous Marvin Hagler fought Tommy Hearns, the fans wanted that. When Duran fought Sugar Ray, the fans wanted that.
Right.
Where now it's not like that. It doesn't matter. We have one big name on there. As long as we have one big name on there, people are gonna buy tickets. Yeah, but if you had 2 big names on there, hence, like, and only using this as an example, when Mayweather fought what's his name from the UFC, look at how much money that fight made. Why? Because it was 2 big names. So you got to keep fighting 2 big names. You can't put number 1 against number 9 all the time.
Nope. And I'll tell you this, if boxing wants to get back, they got to do the UFC model. The best fight the best.
Yes. Yes.
You're number 1. He's number 2. Number 2 and number 1 fight.
Yeah.
No matter what goes on, number 2 and number 1 got to fight. And
if number 2 wins, now you know that he became number 1 and he gets to fight the champ.
I'm saying the champion, right? Is number 1. Number 2 is the next challenger. He fights that. Number 2 wins, he's the champ. Number 1 falls to number 2 or 3, whatever, however you do it. But
I would say you would have to have him fight number 3 to see if he deserves number 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then this way, if you're the champ and you lose, you just don't get number 2 because you lost. You have to fight number 3 for number 2.
Yeah. But we were saying that, that's how it needs to go. Like the old school ways, everybody fought everybody. Like I say, everybody trying to be undefeated like Mayweather. Nobody cares about that. Like, nobody calls Mayweather the greatest of all time. The greatest of all time is Muhammad Ali. And Muhammad Ali had, I think, 5 losses on his record.
And I got to tell you, I think the next person on that list, and, a lot of people might not agree with me, is Julio Cesar Chavez.
Oh, man, Chavez was undefeated for a long time.
You know what I'm saying? Where he might have not been undefeated, but his record...
Muhammad Ali was 56-5.
His record was more Like he had, by the time he was beat, he had already passed by Mayweather's record of being undefeated.
107, 6 losses and 2 draws. He had 107 wins. That's impressive as fuck.
And you think about the fighters in that era that fought in that weight class. Tell me the guys that he, you know what I'm saying? The quality of fighters that Chavez fought. You know what I'm saying? He didn't fight bums. He fought legitimate, because that was one of those weight classes where there was anybody could have been champion, because there was like 7 or 8 or 9 guys that were nice. That's when boxing was the best. I would say
first loss, he was 89-0 with 1 draw.
89 and 0. There's not a lot of people that can say. There's not a lot of people that can say I was 89-0, and then you end up with 100 and something wins with 6 losses.
Yeah.
Gotta consider him one of the best.
One of the best. I like Sugar Ray Leonard too. You know, he up in there. Prime Roy before Roy. If Roy would have stopped fighting, his record would look better. Prime Roy Jones was up there.
I would have to say my favorite boxer when I was growing up was Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Yeah, Hagler. You had Hearns, Tyson. All them before Tyson went to jail would probably been the greatest of all time if he didn't lose his damn mind.
Yeah, I think if he was medicated from the beginning, he wouldn't have lost to Buster Douglas, and we'd be talking a lot differently about Mike Tyson.
So there's a lot of people I put before Floyd Mayweather, and people get mad when I say that. But I'm like, then you got to go to Rocky Marciano, who record he beat. Then you got to go to the old school. You got to bring in Floyd Patterson and all them. You got to look at in boxing. You got to look at all eras.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was a teenager, I happened to be friends with one of Floyd Patterson's sons, because they run their camp out of up here.
Yeah.
He was a boxer, but he wasn't in it like that. He was more of I'm a boxer, but I want to go out to the bar and beat somebody up type guy. He wasn't, I'm a boxer, I want to go make millions boxing in a ring.
I mean, he got 40 and 8. I mean, he was 55 and 8.
Who?
Floyd Patterson was 55 and 8. That's great. 40 by knockout.
Yeah.
And you saying all he wanted to do was go out and party? Like shit. If you just think if he was focused.
No, not him, not his son. I became friends with his son. He was in boxing, but he wasn't in boxing like he didn't have that passion like his dad did. You know what I'm saying? He was more of he wanted to go up to the town where the clubs were, and he would get in fights at the clubs.
And gotta talk about Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker.
Yep.
That's who Floyd reminds me of. I'm saying, like, there's a lot of people in boxing. You got different but the undisputed GOAT is Muhammad Ali. Like, I've never heard anybody say it's Muhammad, and then you could go Joe. You can go down George. You can throw George in the conversation. But it's Muhammad Ali and everybody else, because everybody else undisputedly says Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali lost a lot when, if Muhammad Ali would have never had to sit out and didn't get old, if he'd have retired, he wouldn't have that many losses on his record. He wouldn't have lost 5 times.
No, you're right. If he didn't get sat out, involuntarily, I think Muhammad Ali's record would have been a lot better than it was.
And if he retired in his prime, instead of waiting until you get old, he wouldn't have lost either. He would have probably been undefeated if he would have never stopped.
Yeah.
With his speed, power, he beat the shit out of people. And so a lot of people say Muhammad Ali is their GOAT. And I think his undisputed GOAT is Muhammad. And then everybody else is in that conversation. You can just throw people in the conversation who you like.
Yes.
I would never say Tyson is a GOAT. Tyson is the most exciting fighter I ever saw, but I wouldn't say he's the GOAT because
I would say Tyson is the most brutal fighter I've ever seen.
Yeah, he was brutal. He was exciting as fuck to watch.
Because you knew when he was hitting people, he was doing it with bad intentions. Like he wanted to knock you out.
And he was doing that with malice. So it's like, yeah. So boxing needs to go back to how it was. Yeah. Look, I'm the best. I want to fight you. I don't care about no records. If I lose, I lose. But I want to show that I'm the best. All this, oh, I gotta wait because my manager don't want this. Fuck your managers. Go out there and box. Be the best.
I think like we were just saying, I think that the champion should be like, I want to fight the number 1, not the number 8, not the number 9, unless of course the 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 all fighting each other to jumble it. Then I can see you, because they need you to stay active. You'll box the number 8 boxer. You know what I'm saying? But then the next fight, you should be boxing whoever is number 2. So if it happens to be the same dude, then all right, now we're having our second fight. I beat you again. Then I honestly think if you lose twice to a champion, you should start down at number 10.
Yeah.
You should automatically get, and you have to work your way back up.
I'm like this. Just fight all mandatory challengers. You need to. Stop ducking around them. If I'm causing trouble, don't duck around me. I'm the mandatory challenger. That's how boxing do it. And because I'm seeing this a lot of times, the mandatory challenge gets skipped to the last minute.
Yes.
Then you got to fight. That's bullshit. Fight them straight up.
Yes. And a lot of times it's money issues too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, he's making, $3,000 or, $10,000 more than me. I should be making the same type of money. Blase. Nah, listen, the champ should always make more money because he's the fucking champ.
He's the champ. He gets the A side.
So he get the bigger purse. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you're up and comer. I don't care if you were number 10 and in the last year you knocked out 8, 7, 6, 5, and 4 to make it. You still are the challenger. You don't make the same money.
And that's the thing. The champ is the A side. The challenger is the B side. No, if they both champs, they make the same amount of money.
Yes, if it happens to be less, unify the belts, then 50-50 down the middle.
Yep.
But if I got a belt and you're bringing nothing to the game but yourself, why should you get the same amount of money as me? I'm the champ.
Now, we ain't talking about that crummy ass Ring Magazine belt either. We talking about a real belt.
Yeah,
WBA, I don't want to hear the lineal champion shit. That's not. You don't even have a belt for the lineal champion. I want to hear that shit. The man who beat the man who beat the man. Fuck that. No. I'm talking about a real belt. IBF, WBO, WBA.
And then listen, if you get a situation, let's say the champion gets hurt and you got to take the belt away. You don't just have 1 and 2, let's say 2 and 3 fight it out. I say have a fucking tournament.
That's what they do sometimes. They have a Super 6 tournament. They do it sometimes.
They need to do something like that. Have a tournament.
They be like interim champ. And then the interim champ, it never fights the real champ. I never get that shit. Like, I'm the interim champ, okay, I'm the interim champ. Okay, now me and the real champ need to fight.
No.
To be the undisputed champ.
I say this. You get hurt and they have to take your belt away. You have to work your way back up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you got hurt.
Like, because the champion technically never got beat. So I'm like this. If that's the case, I'm fair with it. If that's the case, okay, I'm the interim champ. Now me and the champ who recovered now, we need to fight to see who the real champ. We didn't see who the real champ.
And see what my thing is, where you say he didn't legitimately get beat. Yes, he did. An injury beat him. So that's why I think you have to work your way back up after. If they have to strip you,
work in boxing, so we gotta give them concessions a little bit. So I'm okay with them two fighting, because that means we the two best in the game. Nobody beat you. I beat everybody to get what I got. That should be 1 and 2 anyway. So let's go. Let's fight. And the winner get all the belts. And then now we got an undisputed champ.
So if you get hurt, you think it's fair for him to be put, let's say, at number 2, and let's say it takes him like 8 months to get better, he should still be at number 2, while 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 have been killing each other the last year?
I'm like this. Most people only fight between maybe 6 and 8 months anyway, so that'd be like a one fight, another one pop up 8 months later. That's like, okay, you just missed one fight. So I'm like, all right, since you didn't lose technically, because I'm like this, I hate technicalities. Since you didn't lose technically, I want to see it. I want to see if you really was the man.
Okay, so then if the dude that's the interim champ loses, do you put him at 10 and make him work his way back up after they have that fight? You know what I'm saying? You were stripped from your belt.
Yeah.
If let's say that number 2, the guy that got stripped, loses, where does he go? You put him at 10 and have him work his way back up.
Yeah. Put him at 10. The winner of the fight is the champ. The loser go back down the ladder.
And then everybody moves up one, unless in that top 10 there was defeats and whatnot.
Yeah. And then number 11, he beats number 8. He goes to 8. He beats number 8. So that is.
No, I agree with you. Instead of this, sometimes number 10 will beat number 7, and they'll put him at 9.
Yeah, no, number 10 goes to number 7. There it is.
Number 7 goes to number 10.
If number 10 beats number 2, he goes to number 2. I'm going to tell you that way.
I agree with you on that one. I agree with you.
About boxing. That's how it has to be. For people to like, that's how the UFC run their shit. If number 10 beats the challenger for the belt, if he beats the number 1 contender, he is now should be the number 1 contender. Because I didn't beat the number 1 contender. I didn't beat the man who's next in line. I am now the number 1 contender.
You're right. I agree with that. I wish they would run that. I really wish they would, because I think it would make boxing better.
Yes. And this is how they have to do boxing. You have to do boxing this way. That person must face each other. The top 10. You got your top 10. The champion don't count, I guess. He's a champ. So you got 1 through 10. If I'm 1, I face the champion. If the champion don't face me, then if I lose to number 3, I'll now go down, and number 3 becomes the new contender. That's how it should be. And I'm like, there's enough of this titty dancing around each other. Man, let's fight. Look, we got the sport to fight. Let's fight. If I lose, I lose.
Back in the day, you received a phone call. Hey, Mo Young, we want your fighter to fight so-and-so. All right, when? You know what I'm saying? Like when, what, when, where, why, and how. You know what I'm saying? And then they got that information, and then the fight was on. None of this, all right, Mo Young, we want your fighter to fight. And you're saying, well, if he doesn't get the right contract, or if he doesn't do this, and he doesn't do that, or, if I'm not getting paid the same amount, I want different size gloves. You know what I'm saying? I need him P-tested before I even sign a contract. They get, it's an excuse after an excuse after an excuse after an excuse. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna, like we were saying, if number 1 contender loses to the number 2, he becomes a number 1 contender. And then I honestly think if you lose, you should go to number 10. You shouldn't just If you win, you're 8. And like you said, if number 10 beats number 6, he goes to number 6.
Yeah.
But if you lose, you should start at 10. You know what I'm saying? You should automatically be knocked down to 10. Now you got to fight, you got to fight Doc again. You got to fight Izzy again because you lost. You don't get the next spot down. Or if everybody else on the list is 1, why do you get to stay at number 2 and you lost? No, you should have to start at number 10 again.
Facts.
And they won't do that though because too many politics in boxing.
Always politics. That's boxing all the way. Is politics.
Yep, and it fucks everything up.
Yep.
It doesn't make for exciting boxing like when we were growing up.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? It makes for boring fights. You know how many times I'll put on a pay-per-view and I'm watching boxing and it's horrible?
Because people scared to get that ass whooped.
It's either one-sided where the dude is getting his ass whooped, or it's a dance. Or
somebody's getting cheated. And that's the shit nobody likes.
Yeah, because let's say the WBA didn't like that boxer. Now the judges fuck up the whole shit.
Yeah, I think it should be judged by impartial parties. From all around, from every different boxing. This don't have people from the WBA judging it. Have people from WBA, WBC, IBO, IBF. All of them need to be judging from different government bodies. Need to do it. Or get the regular average Joe to be judges. To score it. Because this shit here needs to stop. Devin Haney got his ass whooped by Lomax. And I don't give a shit. With my Loma, I'm going to say by Loma, and I don't give a shit who on the Devin Haney train, he got his ass whooped. People were generally pissed by that outcome. People probably lost money on that outcome because people bet on that shit.
I'm going to peep it out because there's an app that I have on my nefarious means where I can watch that fight. Whenever it was on, I could watch the replay. I might check that replay out this weekend. Well, there's too much wrestling going on this weekend, so if I don't get to watch it tonight, I'm fucked.
I'm being real with you. Ain't no way. You can go on YouTube and probably watch the highlights. Ain't no way that dude won that fight. And by the margin he won that fight, they had him with, that was bullshit. Devin Haney knew he lost. But man, we're gonna go in on shout outs. Got a busy week. Busy weekend to go with all this wrestling and shit.
Yeah. I'd like to shout you out. We knocked it out the box, Doc. If you need to stay out another couple of weeks, don't worry about it. You got permission from HR.
Yeah.
I definitely want to shout out the Smith family. Today was a very, very, very sad day that, one man that I considered like a father figure growing up, we were paying our last respects to him. I hate to see old friends for such situations, but it was definitely cool to see the dudes that I probably hung out the hardest with growing up. So I wanted to shout out the Smith family and, again, my condolences to them and, hopefully, everything works out. We were supposed to do the burial today, but since he's a military man, I guess the military pays for their burials and they didn't get back to, my friend's mother in time. So it might not be until Tuesday or Wednesday of next week that they'll put them in the ground.
Gotcha.
So, I want them to stay strong and know that everything is going to work out. Like always, I shout out Lala and her empire. Check her out on YouTube and Instagram and probably Twitter. She's everywhere. Watch out. Peek behind the door. She's probably there.
Yes, she
You
is.
know what I'm saying? She's everywhere.
Definitely
Definitely buy her merch, buy our merch.
Yeah.
And everybody have a safe weekend because it's Memorial weekend and there's a lot of drinking and driving and stuff like that. So be safe and watch who you hang out with, because there's a lot of people that don't have your back the way you think they have your back. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So be very wary. Even people that you think have your back just don't have it.
Man, that's a great shout out, bro. Great shout out. I'd like to shout you out as always for doing the show. Shout out Doc, man. Like I said, if we need more time, bro, we understand. We understand stuff that happens. Man, shout out HR, man. She's always so understanding for me doing the podcast. She's a great wife and a great HR agent. So I thank her always for allowing me to do this and take it away from the time some time we have together. She understands what I'm trying to do. So, man, I appreciate her so much for that. Once again, shout out my little sis for graduating high school, man. Everything was beautiful in Georgia, man. Can't wait for you to go to college, and man, and like keep it up, keep up the good work, man. Me and Pop's proud of you.
She
Man,
going to
like
work? She pick her college yet?
I think she's going. I think Southwest Georgia. I think it's like a little small school in Georgia. She going there. She's gonna stay in state. She's
Okay.
thinking about going to A&T, North Carolina A&T after that. So she's just
Ooh,
gonna stay in
nice.
state to be good. She graduated with honors, so I'm proud of her. Proud of her. Real proud of her. Talked to her actually before the show, man. That's why I was kind of late, but she's happy and she's enjoying life right now, being an 18-year-old, happy and free. Man, like I say, it's Memorial Day. Y'all be safe. Keep the drinking to the minimum, like the Diabolical hater said. Even though I'm about to take Diabolical out of his name because I think Scottie Pippen took that title this week. That motherfucker Diabolical. He's just a hater now. Like, and Scottie Pippen is the new Diabolical hater because of that.
I think he's just a jealous ex-husband. That's what it is. He ain't a diabolical hater.
City, man. He took a trip to Hater City and came out being diabolical as fuck.
Yeah.
Hey, who the fuck wants to be Scottie Pippen? I might have to put that on the shirt. Who the fuck wants to be Scottie Pippen? Scottie Pippen.
So you don't get in trouble. Just who wants to be Scottie?
Scottie, and instead of E-N, like his name is I-N. I want to be Scottie Pippen. But yeah, man, y'all stay safe. Man, look, don't over drink, because y'all can hurt people with cars. If y'all didn't know that, y'all can injure people, you can kill people. You don't need a Henry Rugg situation going on, man. So drink responsibly. If you're too drunk, call Uber. If you can't call Uber, stay where the fuck you at. Fall asleep. Sleep it off.
Or if you know somebody that you can call them, because a person that really has your back will look out for you and go and make sure that you're safe.
Do like Tyler O'Neill say, call the police. They will give you a ride home. So have safe of all the memorial of all the soldiers who have died, and this is who it's for. Remember them, because I know I got a couple in my family. Remember them. This is what this is about. It's not about drinking and couch sales and car sales and all this other kind of sales.
Barbecues and yard sales.
Yes. It's actually about remembrance of soldiers who have fallen, so please respect the troops. You know what I mean? See, I'm wearing the camouflage, respecting the troops. Man, we will be back Thursday with the wrestling show. We got a lot of wrestling to fucking cover this week. I tell y'all, man.
Hell yeah, starting tomorrow at 1.
At 12 my time, 1 their time.
Yeah, your time.
So I got to get up earlier than them. And man, we'll be back, of course, Friday with our show. you know, the Venom and Smoke show with more sport news. We'll probably find out the finals will probably be set, so we'll probably break that down. In the NFL news, boxing, MMA, baseball, we talk about it all. I appreciate everybody who was on today. Anthony is. Y'all always doing it. And everybody else who's watching, y'all don't be so much a bunch of pussies. Talk.
Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. The more people, the better.
Y'all just be sitting there watching. I see the number counter. It be going up and down. Y'all just be watching. Stop being a pussy. Talk. It's okay. We don't bite. The only person I bite is my wife. Leave me be. That's it.
Hey.
We ain't talking about Tyson bite either. So we'll be back next week. I'm your host, Mo Young. Got a diabolical hater, Jay. He's still a diabolical hater, even though Scottie Pippen is really a big fucking hater. Fuck Scottie. Oh, yeah. Forgot to do it. Fuck Brett Favre.
Yeah. Oh,
we
didn't even talk about Brett Favre. You hear he went to the grand jury and he's trying to get them to drop the charges.
No, fuck you. You ain't getting nothing dropped. Fuck you, Brett Favre.
Yep.
And I ain't saying no allegedly about it. Fuck Brett Favre.
Very soon, Brett. Very soon, you're gonna be like this on the news.
Yes, I can't wait. And look, Doc comes right as we about to close.
Look at that.
Look at that, Doc. Right when I'm about to hit the fucking button to get off, here come Doc. And for Doc, who just made it, we'll see y'all next week. Fuck Brett Favre.
Fuck him. Peace.
And if you see me keep looking over my shoulder, I gotta watch my back. See, oh, she egged me. Oh, shit all over my rip off with the jersey. Go get me a towel. Y'all didn't know. Y'all.
You fucking owners have handled Judge, Gentleman, retired? Come on! He should have been fired before the fucking season! Joe Judge, quarterback sneak on not one, but 2 times from the fucking 5-yard line!
And we're talking echelon, it's going to be Yankees first, Giants second, Jets third, Mets last.
No!
Wait a minute. It's Yankees first. It's Yankees first.
Okay.
Giants second.
Okay.
Knicks third.
No!
Jets fourth. Mets fifth. Oh, wait a minute. The Nets bit their mouth when they found out he was leaving. Maybe it was girl number 25 that didn't mind doing it.
I'll just put it this way. It's way bigger than Nino Brown, a.k.a. Deshaun Watson. This is way bigger than him.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is.
That's why he got off, because it's bigger than him and there's bigger people implicated in this.
I think it's going to come to maybe 5 years down the line, and then Cleveland going to crumble.